Hey guys, it's DC here and welcome to the Daily Hack number 11. I'm going to jump straight into it today because we've got a lot of stuff to cover. So over to the news, bleepingcomputer.com, Zoom client leaks Windows login credentials to attacker. Wonderful, I know. The article reads, the Zoom Windows client is vulnerable to UNC path injection in the client's chat feature that could allow attackers to steal the Windows credentials of users who click on the link. When using the Zoom client, meeting participants can communicate with each other by sending text messages through a chat interface. It's like a little chat box, right? When sending a chat message, any URLs that are sent are converted into hyperlinks so that other members can click on them to open a web page in their default browser. The problem is that security researcher at Godmode discovered that Zoom client will soon convert Windows networking UNC paths into clickable link in the chat message as well. There's an example here of how that looks. As you can see from the chat messages above, a regular URL and UNC path of evil server image of a cat were both converted into a clickable link in that chat message. You may be wondering what is so bad about that. If a user clicks on a UNC path link, Windows will attempt to connect to the remote site using the SMB file sharing protocol to open the remote cat.jpg file. When doing this, by default, Windows will send the user's login name and their NTLM password hash, which can be cracked using free tools like Hashcat to dehash or reveal the user's password. That is extremely bad, right? So basically you're giving them the username and password to their computer. So with that, you can then do a lot more. It goes on to say exactly how they found this and how you can capture NTLM passwords and basically how you can potentially remote into their computer using a little script to, basically hack into their computer. Not really cool, but yeah, it's something that's going to happen in the very near future. So maybe just don't talk in chat, or definitely don't click in the links. Don't click on links in the Zoom chat box if you're being sent stuff like that, or just don't send links in Zoom chat. Next article is from networkworld.com, and it is Palo Alto grows SD-WAN platform by snapping up CloudGenix for $420 million. With an eye towards significantly bolstering its edge networking offerings, Palo Alto has entered into an agreement to buy cloud-based SD-WAN vendor CloudGenix for $420 million in cash. I'm not sure about that. Palo Alto said upon the completion of the acquisition, it will integrate CloudGenix's cloud-managed SD-WAN products to accelerate the intelligence onboarding of remote branches and retail stores into its Prisma Access package. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's Palo Alto is very similar to Checkpoint, and I think actually Palo Alto was started by someone who worked at Checkpoint, or maybe it was the other way around. I can't remember, but they're both massive next generation firewall companies that I'm pretty sure were started in Iran. And yeah, they pretty much own the next gen firewall world at the moment. They're absolutely killing the market. And for Palo Alto to buy into this technology means they're sort of looking to expand over networking as well, not just security, which I'm sure Cisco is really, really happy about. But hey, it's an ever-evolving world, and if you can't keep up, then you fall behind. The next article is from bleepingcomputer.com again, and it says, Microsoft delays disabling insecure TLS in browsers until July. I was just talking up Microsoft yesterday with the new feature on Edge, which is pretty cool. If you want to check that out, have a look at yesterday's The Daily Hack. But yeah, it's apparently they're in the news and they're not disabling TLS, which sucks because TLS is extremely insecure. The article reads, Microsoft announced today that it will delay disabling support for the insecure transport layer security 1.0 and 1.1 protocols from Microsoft web browsers because of the current global situation until the second half of 2020, with an estimated time of rollout during July. Now, I'll just say quickly, most organizations here actually disable TLS 1 and 1.1 through their firewall system. I know places I've worked, I've definitely put it in there. It's a CVE item that you have to tick off as compliance for Australian governments here. So you're not allowed to have any TLS 1 or 1.1 on any networks for the government here. So for Microsoft to delay it, I guess isn't a huge impact, but for end users, it's potentially a massive impact. project. Although users will still be able to toggle TLS 1 and 1.1 back on even after they will be disabled, Microsoft recommends transitioning from insecure protocols as newer TLS versions come with more modern cryptography and are also broadly supported by modern browsers. Now, there goes on to say when they're going to retire TLS and the different versions, and when they're going to make the newer versions of TLS the standard, and how they're going to, incorporate the cryptography there in there. But anyway, have a look at the article. It's in the description. Over to TryHackMe, the leaderboard. It's a new month, and we have a new leader and a whole bunch of new people here. The points are nice and low at the moment, and they're all new people, which is great. So in first place we have Alice Storm 980. Second place K-Mod or K-Mode. Third place we have Stivan Radev. Cool picture, man. Fourth place is Harry G702, and in fifth place we have Souls. Congratulations to you guys. I hope you guys can stay in the top 5 for the rest of this month. I'll be reading out your scores every day though, so we'll see how you guys progress or not. Over on Hack the Box, their system works a little bit differently. Sam Pretty is still in first place, followed by Snowscan, then XCT, then Stefano118, and then Gibilio, or whoever your name is, in 5th place. Over to the comments section of yesterday's video. I'll start with Ankit Sharma, who has asked, what are the jobs we can find in cybersecurity as a beginner, as I had seen that the majority of jobs they are searching for an experienced one? And can I get a penetration tester job as a beginner? Okay, can you get a pen test job as a beginner? Yes, but it depends where you are and what you're going to get paid for that job, and what sort of certifications you have. So I'm assuming here that you have an OSCP, and I wouldn't really consider that a beginner certification, but I assume you're probably in like high school or university and you don't have any current cybersecurity qualifications. You have maybe just gone to university and done a cybersecurity degree. You'll be more likely looking at something like a cybersecurity analyst role, or maybe even a cybersecurity engineer role. They'll just name it differently and give it like a title, like a engineer level 1 or analyst level 1 or something along those lines. You're going to be doing most of the stuff that the more senior or advanced guys don't want to do, which is probably going through logs and creating alerts and automating some of that stuff. Most of the jobs in cybersecurity now require experience. So if you don't have any previous IT experience, and that's like pretty much everything in IT. So if you have previous experience in help desk or sysadmin work or networking or whatever it is, then you would move into cybersecurity. It's not so much something that you just jump into these days, but it does still happen. I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying it's less likely to happen. The next question is from Bitzels, and he says, couldn't most of these cases be due to publicly shared Zoom meeting information though? Is that really considered hijacking if it's publicly accessible information? This is in regards to the story yesterday of Zoom meetings being hijacked by hackers. And yeah, it's not so much publicly available information. That's why I said it's probably a student, because what's happened is they've sent out these invites and these kids have either shared it around, or it's been shared on like a Facebook group or a WhatsApp page or whatever, and then that information is leaked out somehow. And I was saying that probably the people who are connecting into these meetings are actually just students doing funny shit. So I don't think it's actually like hacking as such, but it's still considered a hack. So yeah. Code with Electro has the next question, and he says, please tell how to start in Bug Bounty. I've actually made a couple of videos on this. I had one with Stock. There's a very long interview that I did with Stock where we went over how to get started in bug bounties. I also made a video on exactly how to get started in bug bounties. But basically you need to start with some research, then have a look at Pentesters Lab, VulnHub, maybe some CTFs if you want to do it that way, as well as the HackerOne website, which has a lot of great resources on it that you can read and understand how it works and then jump straight in. I would also recommend using Burp Suite. Just learn how to use the basic community version of that software, and yeah, just have a play around with that and you'll be straight into bug bounties in no time. And yeah, that looks like it's all of the questions for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more if you're new here, and of course, Comment below if you want your question answered tomorrow. I'm always happy to answer questions as long as they're related to the topic at hand. Thanks guys, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video.